Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So what we have here is a post by Mobile Man over on the Dokkan subreddit going over the top transformations. As you guys know, recently starting with the 3-year anniversary on JP Dokkan, we've kind of moved to like this kind of transformation meta where these Dokkan Fest units are having the transform mechanic, which will drastically change, how they perform in battle. Now, I do kind of like this, and another thing I like is that not every single Dokkan Fest appears to be like this, because Jiren was not a transform character. To be honest, I feel as though Turles probably should not have been either, but he was. I mean, at least it's something you can understand, right? Ultra Instinct Goku definitely made sense, and then the LRs were kind of like special Dokkan Fest, so we'll kind of see how they move forward, but I do kind of get the indication not every Dokkan Fest will be a transformation, like, mechanic type character, which will be cool. So, shout out to Mobile Man for making the list, and I really, really like this new format that they've been using on the Dokkan subreddit. As far as I'm aware, Mobile Man himself is one making these graphics. They look really, really nice. So, let's go ahead and break this down. Yeah, so I guess this was Lolly's idea to make the analysis post more visually appealing. Change up the format of the top 10 hitters list. I actually was just looking at the subreddit a little while ago and saw that Mobile Man has also done an updated top 10 hitters list. So I probably will make that pretty soon as well. I always do like going through those updated top 10 hitters lists. We'll see where like LR Vegito Blue moved from his last position or anything along those lines. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. All units will be calculated at the free dupe level. Now, just, taking a quick glance at this, I do feel as though if these units were calced at the rainbow level, the number one unit, which is going to be very, very obvious to any who are aware of what one of these units does, I imagine that unit's attack power would be nearly doubled with how that unit functions. But anyway, let's get into it. So number 5 is Turles. Now, Turles is quite underwhelming. I believe this Turles is going to be calced on the movie boss team. There, of course, is his average attack, 1.3 million. Links considered active, super fierce battle, Saiyan Warrior race, big bad bosses. And that's either Thirst for Conquest, or I believe it could also be Brutal Beatdown. One of those two, but those are the links he'll have active. Now, Turles, again, he is the best support unit in the game, I would say. But once he transforms, he becomes, just kind of a middling attack, like as Moment himself says right here, a mediocre hard hitter. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. So, before he transforms, he has that 3 key and 40% attack buff to all allies. Then after he transforms, he gets basically just an attack and defensive buff of 130%, which is fine, but usually, like, the way you're going to have your teams built, like, Turles is not going to be, like, a main rotation unit. Like, he's going to work best as a support-type unit, and I feel as though your teams would be built under that assumption, right? Like, maybe on the movie boss team, you let's say you were lucky enough to pull LR Bojack, so you'd pair him up with either the SCR or the AGL Bojack. And then your other rotation, maybe you'll have like Cooler and Janemba, and then you'd run the Turleses as support units. But once Turles transforms, it's gonna put a big kind of monkey wrench into your team design. So it's not surprising that he gets basically dramatically weaker once he actually transforms. Now, Mobile Man also has a joke here. Tell the children reading this, let Turles' post-transformation weakness be a learning opportunity. Never eat your fruits or vegetables. Now, if we move on to the number 4 unit here, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Now, it is actually quite interesting of Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. He's very, very powerful, but like Turles, I've seen a lot of discussion on if, Ultra Instinct Goku is actually stronger in his pre-transformed state. Not really in terms of doing damage, but his defensive viability. So let's take a look at it. So, Super Fierce Battle, Godly Power, and Kamehameha are his 3 links considered active. Important to note that Mastered UI Goku's Guard Break ability is not the same as super effective damage, which, you know, is Gogeta's old trait. Instead of always inflicting damage as if he had a type advantage, Guard Break simply means he will never inflict damage as if he had a type disadvantage. So that means if Ultra Instinct Goku is attacking a physical type unit, it will count as though he was attacking, you know, an AGL type unit or an SCR type unit. So that's interesting. Unfortunately, for Master Ultra Instinct Goku, his best teammates don't share his best attack links. That means his attack value is comparatively low, even though he has a solid 150% attack boost. So what they're saying is, I believe he's probably calced on the Realm of Gods team, and optimally on those teams, basically on the optimal team, the Realm of Gods team, neither of the Super Saiyan God Gokus actually fit on there, because Ultra Instinct Goku does have that massive attack link, the First Awakened, a 25% attack buff link, which no unit possessing that link is on the optimal team, because the way that this list is calculated is as though you were running Ultra Instinct Goku on the optimal team. So, of course, like, if you were building the team around Ultra Instinct Goku himself, sure, it would work. But, like, it's kind of taking the assumption that you're going to be, you know, running the optimal team. So, you know, the attack 150% boost is nice. Ki usually wouldn't be an issue with Ultra Instinct Goku, since he has Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, and Tournament of Power. But, you know, he's not able to hit, like, as crazy, disgustingly hard as, like, the two LR transformations, obviously. Also, just something to note, I believe they did I've seen differing calculations on this. One, I saw that Ultra Instinct Goku is actually a better defensive unit before he transformed, and one, I saw that he was a better unit after he transformed. I think a lot of this has to do with if he is a rainbow unit or not. Like, if he's on the rainbow level, I believe the pre-transformation version is actually a better defensive unit, and if it's just at the free dupe system level, I believe Master, the transformation form, is actually a better defensive unit. But for, you know, all intents and purposes, this video is about, you know, which damage, like the damage that they're actually able to do. So, moving on down here, we have Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I believe, like Ultra Instinct Goku, we are going to be, although he's a pure Saiyan category leader, Blue Evolution Vegeta performs best on the Realm of Gods team. He is on the optimal team. He is actually a floater. So here we have Super Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, and God Warrior Godly Power. No, or is that Warrior Gods? Yeah, that's probably Warrior Gods, actually. Because Mobile Man uses the Japanese name for the links. That's why it's Super Fierce Battle rather than just Fierce Battle. Alright, so Blue Evolution Vegeta. Like, okay, so let's see. Turles is 1.3, Ultra Instinct Goku is 1.5, and then we look, Blue Evolution Vegeta takes another massive jump up to 2.1. The reason is because when he's transformed, he already has an attack buff of 130%. Then he launches 2 additional attacks, which cannot be super attacks. They can't, under any circumstance, be super attacks. But every single attack he performs gives him an extra 10% chance for all of his attacks to be crits, up to a 70% chance, which is crazy high. So once Vegeta transforms, he will be a very, very powerful unit. Now, his critical hit chance is hard to estimate. It continually builds up as he attacks, but his transformation only has a small chance to proc late in a fight. Because of that, his average number of crit stacks after transforming is roughly 3. Yes, so the thing is that by the time Blue Evolution Vegeta gets out in the fight, he probably won't be around long enough. He'll be so late in the battle that he's not going to be able to really build that stack all the way up to 70%, right? Because it does take 4 turns before you can actually transform into the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution form. I will say, it does seem to happen quite frequently, you know, the transformation into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, so that is good at least. You know, you will frequently in fights get him, whereas Turles I found to be quite rare as a transformation, and Ultra Instinct Goku, you know, you can activate it, but it can be pretty hit or miss depending on how strong your team is, how defensively oriented your team is, or like if you're running LR Goku Black, his healing factor can really keep you from getting under that 50% HP threshold, so do keep that in mind. Alright, so next we move on to LR Super Gogeta, now 2.1 million, and then Super Gogeta's at 3.5 million. So here's the thing. The two LRs are not even close to the other 3 units in terms of power. That's just the way it is. That's why, even though their banners are not going to be good when these units do come to global, that is something you guys should consider. The fact that they basically have, you know, they're the 2 best units in the game. Like, LR, Goku, and Vegeta for both sides, you know, the Super Gogeta and the Super Vegito cards, they're just so dumb OP. So, Super Gogeta, once he transforms, he is being calced on his fusion team. Now, before the transformation happens, they only have Prepare for Battle and Golden Warrior, which is kind of annoying. But after the transformation, they actually get Fuse Fighter. So, with Fuse Fighter, that helps out a lot in terms of them sharing ki with other units on the team, like Super Saiyan 3 Physical Gotenks or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who do not have Prepare for Battle. So that helps, you know, LR Gogeta out a lot here. And then he gets an attack buff of 150%, and then he has super effective damage against all types, like all Gogetas do. And then he gets 4 ki from Rainbow Ki Spheres, so getting the 18 ki super is very, very easy in my experience. I would almost say, like, it seems like after the transformation happens, like 9 times out of 10, you'll get that 18 ki super. Just, you know, prioritize giving the LRs the ki instead. So he's considered having Super Saiyan and Super Fierce Battle 100% of the time. After transforming, LR Super Gogeta no longer has any ki issues. Yes, that is definitely true. That's because he gets 1 more ki from Rainbow Orbs, and he shares the fusion link with all of his category members. Yep. LR Super Gogeta's combination of super effective damage, LR stats, and 150% attack buff makes him an offensive force to be reckoned with. Absolutely true. He is amazing, but the best unit in the game, LR Super Vegito, is... he's dumb. That's what we'll say. So, LR Super Vegito. He gets an attack 150% buff, he counters, and he gets 4 ki from Rainbow Ki Spheres. So, if we take a look at this, let's just go from the top and we'll go all the way bottom. 1.3 million, 1.5 million, 2.1 million, 3.5 million, and 5.7 million. So as you can see, none of the other units are even within Vegito's realm. The counters, this unit is, like, there's just no words. Like, the counters, the damage he puts out, he's just dumb busted. I believe he also does raise his damage on his 18 ki super, which, just like LR Super Gogeta, it is very easy to get that with LR Super Vegito here. And of course, he actually has an extra link active compared to LR Gogeta on his team. Vegito is being calced on the Potara team, where we have Super Fierce Battle, Super Saiyan, and then Power bestowed by God right there. Let's see. After transforming, LR Super Vegito no longer has any ki issues. That's because he gets 1 more ki from Rainbow Orbs, and he shares the fusion link with several of his teammates. Yep, that is very true. Very, very easy to super after transform. LR Super Vegito's attack is so monstrously high because he combines his 150% attack passive with counterattacks. That devastating combo makes LR Super Vegito's post-transformation state far and away the most powerful unit in the game. Yes. Once this guy comes out, like, nothing can fuck with you. This dude will destroy anything in the game. I would say outside of, like, you know, if you would try and use it, well, you couldn't even get him really to activate in Extreme Z Awakening that easily, but that's like the one place. You know, Extreme Z Awakening is skewered towards only using, like, the units that are able to, like, you know, reduce their damage reduction and shit. Like, you know, bringing Hybrid Saiyans against Broly, bringing Revived Warriors against Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? But Super Battle Road, Dokkan Battlefield, any other stage, LR Super Vegito will absolutely curb stomp. Really, the one kind of balance they do have for LR Super Vegito and Super Gogeta is the fact that it has to be 6 turns in and HP 50% or below. So that does make it very, very difficult to get these guys out. Only in the hardest of fights can you get them out. Like, even going through Super Battle Road, it's actually quite difficult to get them to transform, just because the base version is just still so good with that attack and defensive buff of 120%, and then 3 ki from Rainbow Ki Spheres. Just a mega powerful unit all around. So there you guys go. There is the top 5 most powerful transformations. No surprise, you know, LR Super Vegito is 1 and Turles is 5. Don't let this kind of, dissuade global players from pulling for Turles. Turles is still one of the best units in the game, and he's one of the most fun units to have because he fits on a lot of teams and he's very useful. His support type passive is so good. He's great. It's just you don't want his transformation to happen. That's all. But the other units, they're all very good, both transformed and pre-transformed. I really do like what they're doing with the transformation mechanic, and hopefully the next transformation units have really fun gimmicks as well. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all later.